What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Super stoked to be back, especially for this specific video. I've been waiting for a long time to make this video. We are finally putting in the Corksport turbo, the HTP 3.5 inch intake, and then Mazdaspeed EBCS, and the 3-bar map sensor. So with that being said, we have a lot of stuff to do. We're just gonna chip away at it. This is not really gonna be a tutorial, but kind of like tips and tricks and quick overview because I don't want to make it that long. But first steps, let me show you real quick. We're going to remove the intake, move the battery box and turbo inlet hose, and basically just get all this clutter out of our way. Also, if you have a top mount intercooler, you're going to want to remove that. I have a front mount, so all we really have to do is just remove this pipe right here and we should be good to go. We just got that front mount intercooler in the other day. That was a pain in the ass, but shout out to Tim, Nick, and David for all the help and the support, mental support. It helps, guys. It really does. All right, let's get to work, guys. Let's get that Corksport turbo in. Just a quick note, there will be a heat shield right here. This is what it looks like. And it kind of sits like this in the car, so it'll be like that. And this bolt is an absolute pain in the ass to get to. So just take note of that. It is a 5/16 though, and they're gonna be pretty rusty. So like I said, just be careful. Don't try to strip it. We have the battery, the intake out. Everything's disconnected over here. We have the heat shields from the top off. Now we have to get this heat shield over here, take off the downpipe, and then you're going to want to remove about a ½ gallon of coolant, and I'll show you where that is underneath on the radiator on the driver's side. And then there's some stuff on the bottom that we need to take off the turbo. So I'm going to get the downpipe off. It might be a little tricky because some of the bolts it's a tight fit, but you should be able to get it. Just take your time, no rush, and yeah. So, but everything's going pretty smoothly right now. We started at 1 o'clock and it is 1:40. So that bolt really took me like the longest time. I'm gonna keep chipping away at it, and yeah. So when you're taking off the bottom bolt on the downpipe, this is what I use, just a swivel socket and then a deep socket, 14 mil. And that should be able to loosen it up just enough. And then when you can get it out by hand, it's actually easier. Honestly, I laid on the car like this, and I kind of reached with my hand like that. It's more natural rather than going with your left hand. So I recommend doing that, but now we are ready to take the downpipe, move it out of the way. I took the O2 sensor off, sprayed a little PV blaster in there first, let it sit for like a few minutes. Make sure you do not strip them because those things are expensive. Next day, we got Phil under the car. Say what up, Phil.
What's going on?
And then, so we got the turbo, the Corksport turbo in. It looks beautiful. One issue that we did have was on the manifold, those 14 mil bolts. One of them got stripped. It was a pain in the ass, took way longer, but we do have something that will be a sacred artifact of this. We had to grind it all the way down to this. To break the bolt out, and then we hammered it. So we'll keep that forever as a remembrance of the painful experiences. We are tightening down on the oil drain. So just remember that the long bolts go to the engine block and the smaller bolts go to the turbo, and this is actually gonna sit like that. Okay, so I know this is kind of jumping scenes, but we ended up having the battery die on the camera and we're just trying to get it done. It ended up taking 2 days for start to finish, so not really bad. I mean, the first day just chipped away at it. We got stuck on one of the exhaust manifold bolts. We had to grind it down. It was a pain in the butt. So use some PB Blaster on that for sure. And we got the turbo in though, and I just loaded my third map from Justin, so my second revision. And so far, we're still at low boost. The most I've seen is like 15.5 pounds of boost. But I mean, it still scoots. I did a V-dyno just for shits and giggles, just to see what it's at. And if you never use the program, I'm gonna do a tutorial on that because it is a neat program, and I've heard it's fairly accurate. One person in the forums said that it was like 3 wheel horsepower off and like 4 pounds of torque off. So it's fairly accurate. And let me just show you, these are, oh, it's a little bright. These are the data logs from that. So you can see right here, we lost traction. Shout out to David for showing me that. We lost traction, and so the power went down, but it was steadily going up, and that was red. So 269 wheel horsepower, and then 284 foot-pounds of torque. Now, that compared to the KO4. All right, now this is the KO4. It's gonna be the blue. Ignore this green one. This is David's blog when he had the Corksport and the HTP intake. But the data log 5, the blue one, is the KO4. And you can see 250 wheel horsepower, 304 foot-pounds of torque, and that was around 20 PSI. So 250 and 304. So gained 19 wheel horsepower, but we lost some torque. We lost 20 pounds of torque about. So keep in mind that this is on 14 pounds of boost when the KO4 was on 20 pounds of boost. So I'm excited to see what the next few revisions will be like. Like I said, right now it's low boost. I'm still only hitting like 14, 15. I'm excited to see what numbers it'll put down for the V-dyno once we get further into the tuning process. Because I mean, if we are at 269 wheel horsepower on only 15, 14 PSI, and the KO4 had 250 horsepower on 20 PSI, I mean, the flow is just so much better. Even with like the front mount intercooler, that's a huge bonus, and then the intake, huge bonus. So it should be a pretty fun daily once we get further into the tuning process, once it's more dialed in. But that's gonna do it for the video. I'm going to do an overview and kind of like a walk around of all the parts now, but it's raining and it's been really cold. But she's out there, she's out there. She's right over there. There's my baby. There she is. Is that her? No, there she is. What the fuck are you? You're like a Cadillac. We'll make that video soon. This is Dan. This is my new roommate. Got out of that situation. Alright, so that's gonna do it for the video, guys. I'm gonna have more content coming soon. If you like the Fortnite content, I could certainly do that on YouTube too. Let me know in the comments. I have a Twitch account though, so I'm kind of doing that separate. So let me know what you guys think. Car and Fortnite or what? I got sushi to go eat, strawberry milk to go drink, so I'm gonna go edit this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It's probably gonna be a ride-along review on all the maps. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.